Hi everybody, I'm Bill Black. I'm the owner of Spirit River. I'm here to tie an Elk Caddis. What we have here is a Spirit River fly tying kit. We've got about 20 different kits. We have the most popular flies used in this country, and each kit contains 3 different sizes, and generally 3 different sizes of hooks, and all the materials to tie that very popular fly. This fly that we're tying today is the Elk Caddis. This is a dry fly, and it contains a wire rib. It has hackle. It has elk hair. That's why it's called an Elk Hair Caddis. And then a couple different colors dubbing, so you can do 2 different colored Elk Caddises. Brown and olive are your 2 best-selling colors, or best fishing colors. So let's get started, and I'll teach you how to tie an Elk Caddis. What we're going to start with is a hook. This is a dry fly hook, so it's not a heavy wire hook. Again, this fly is designed to float. I put it in there so it's parallel. Usually the thread you use matches generally the color of the fly that you're tying. So this time I've got a little olive thread I'm putting on here. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go all the way back, and I'm creating a base of thread here. Watch the point of your hook. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of this wire, and I cut a piece off about 6 or 8 inches, and right at the tip I just bend it a little. I'm going to tie that in, and I'm going to bend it back on itself. That locks that material, that wire in, so when you start wrapping the fly it doesn't pop out. There's nothing more frustrating. This is that bag of dubbing. This is just fiber, and it's a special fiber designed not to absorb water. It's extremely fine. I always nip the tip of the bag off, and with that it kind of creates its own little dispenser. So I'll pull a little bit of that material out, I lay it on the hook, I give it a light spin, and then I really make sure that it's turned into, in essence, a noodle. And when I do this, I'm only putting pressure on it in one direction, not both. Okay? And I'll start wrapping this, and I go right, take that material right to the very back, and I'm going to try to create a bit of a tapered body. I want it getting slowly fatter as I move forward. Didn't quite get enough on there. This is a size 12, so it's relatively large. There we go. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and got the hackle out. This is a saddle hackle. This is extremely long. Sometimes it's easier just to clip it in half. What I do with this saddle hackle is I'll take some of these barbs and I'll strip them off. I lay them across the side of that and I tie them in. Take 2 wraps in front and then slowly, evenly wind these back. You want probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 wraps. Okay, now you grab this wire, kind of a sleight of hand here, but you grab that wire and you start going around, spacing it evenly. Now if a fish's teeth ever cuts this hackle, then this wire will protect the fly and keep it together. I'll go back here and I'm going to clip the tip of this hackle out. So what you've got now is you've got a body with the dubbing, you've got a rib that goes over that, and you've got a hackle that goes back that kind of creates the legs of the insect. So now I push that little wire nubbins back, and I kind of build a bit of a thread base there, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a piece of elk hair, and I go in here and I clip it fairly low to the skin, so that gives me a chunk of elk hair. Okay, then I pull off all that under fur. There's a real heavy, you can kind of see it, heavy fur that's under it. What a person can do then is drop it into a stacker and stack it. And when you open it up, all your tips are even. That's one way to do it. if you have a stacker. If you don't, take your 3 fingers, hold them lightly, and just tap that against the palm of your hand. Do that a bunch, and you're going to come out darn nearly with what it looks like coming out of the stacker. Next, you want to measure this so that it comes right to the end of the hook. Lay that on there. And we're going to clip it now because it's much easier to clip it before you tie it in than after. I'm going to tie it in. See, I'm not right next to the eye. My thread was back a little bit. That's perfect. That comes right to the end of the hook. And what I like to do now is I like to put a little drop of super glue on it as well as on the thread, and that makes sure that that super glue is all the way around. You can put a little half hitch underneath that eye and that super glue will cement it on there nice. The only other thing you really need to do is then just trim it up. Make sure that there's no loose hair sticking out of the eye. And you've got a really durable, easy to tie, fast Elk Caddis. This will catch fish most anywhere in the world. I appreciate your support. Please buy Spirit River products. Look for our tying kits. Take care. Thanks.